traders, welcome to Quantsap. In this session, we are gonna see some indicators and how you can use these basic indicators and identify trends. We'll understand all of these today. Now, if you're new here, first, so subscribe our channel, and if you're new to Quantsap, I'll put up the link in the description. Sign up now, and as you'll sign up, you'll unlock 20 free tools which will help you in your options trading journey. Now, if you want to know what are the tools or what are the strategies Quantsap is providing, you can come here in the learn section and you can go in the video library and you can check out the videos regarding the same. Now further, if you are having any doubts or queries, you can come here at the support section and you can write us or you can mail us and we'll try to help you out. Okay, so now let's jump on to the topic and let us just understand few indicators, how you can use these indicators and start trading or get a better edge on the intraday basis. Okay. Now in indicators, initially you can first talk about MA. Okay, so we'll talk about MA, which is the moving average. Okay, so moving average is just giving you an average price range. Okay, so basically let's just suppose if the market price is, going like this. Okay, now again it is going down, again it is going up. So you can see the price volatility is very high. So to identify a average price or to identify a fair price of the stock without the volatility, so you can use the MA. It just helps you identify the price which can actually be the fair price and not the volatility. Okay, so to avoid the volatility, we can use MA. It will give you an average price which can be your fair value, or you can consider it as a price that, let's just suppose if the price is crossing the MA, that means somewhere you can find a bullish trend somewhere. If the price is crossing below the MA, just a second. Yeah, sorry. So price is crossing below the MA, that means somewhere you are seeing that the price is gonna fall down. Okay, so this way you can identify the trends with the help of the MA. Now MA are of multiple types. If you are going for a short term, you can start from 10 to 50. Okay, you can have a 10 to 50 for a shorter term. So you can use any MAs, like you can compare MAs also. Let's just suppose you are using 20 MA and 40 MA or 20 MA or 50 MA. Wherever they converge, you can go for a bullish trend. Wherever they converge on the downward side, you can go for a bearish trade. So this way you can use multiple MAs and you can identify a trend. Now, when you want to identify a longer term or a bigger trend, that also you can identify with a higher MA. Let's just suppose 100 MA or 200 MA. Generally, if you go for 200 MA, that is good to identify a trend. Okay, so generally whenever the price is above 200 MA, that means the trend is bullish. Whenever the price is below the 200 MA, somewhere we are seeing a bearish trend in the particular stock. So this way you can identify the MA and you can use the MA as your particular identification of the trend. Now next we are going to talk about RSI. Okay, so RSI is basically the relative strength index. Okay, relative strength index. Okay, so relative strength index is helping you out to identify the strength of the particular direction. Now let's just suppose the market is going upside. Okay, the price is going upwards, and let's just RSI is like this. Okay, so RSI having a range. Let's just suppose you keep it to 70-40. Okay, now it is having 0 to 100 range. Now if you see, let's just suppose RSI tends to go like this. It is a mean reverting in nature. So sometimes whenever you are seeing the strength has increased to a high, it will tend to reverse to the median. And again, if the strength has decreased to the lowest, you will see it will retrace to the median. So whenever you are seeing RSI, which is, let's just suppose it is above 50, it is indicating you that somewhere the particular direction which you are seeing, the price is moving with strength. So somewhere you can also make entries. If the RSI is crossing above 50, you can take entries because somewhere the strength has increased in the particular direction. Similarly, if the RSI is falling below 50 and it is starting to fall and decrease and is trying to go downwards, so that is indicating you that the strength which we were seeing before earlier, the strength which was the price which was going with strength, now the strength has decreased. Now basically when the strength has decreased, at that time basically you can go for the short trades. So this way you can identify the strength and you can identify the direction with that. So you're using the MA, and with that if you use RSI, basically you can combine and create a strategy, and with that intraday wise you can take some momentums. Let's just suppose a 1:2 risk to reward or 1:3 depending on the market conditions. Now third we'll talk about, just a second. Third we'll talk about ADX, okay, which is the average directional index. Okay, so ADX is having a particular criteria that ADX helps you identify that where basically if you are trading into options, you are very time bound. Okay, so ADX helps you identify the perfect time for the entry, and sometimes it helps you even at the exit point where you believe the direction or the trend has ended. So to identify the trend, simply this is also having a similar criteria. It is having from 100 to 0. Okay, sorry. Now whenever the ADX is crossing, let's just suppose it is coming here and it is crossing the 25 level. Okay, so whenever it is crossing the 25 level, that means somewhere the particular trend is starting or the direction is starting, and now we can see a trend on the same direction. Let's just suppose the price is falling down and you are seeing ADX crossing about 25. That means the downtrend is now confirmed, or it can be a good downtrend, and it shall continue until and unless it comes below the 25 range. Okay, so whenever it's near 25 or if it's going about 25, that means somewhere the direction has started to begin and you can see a good direction. And let's just suppose if it's crossing above 50, that means you will see a good direction in the particular stock. And if it's crossing above 50, that means somewhere you can make a good particular aim for a bigger direction, because somewhere you are seeing good direction in the particular stock or the index. So whenever you are using ADX, you need to identify, let's just suppose the price was at the lowest point and from here it has started to go up, and with that you are seeing ADX also was at the lowest around 10 or 20, and from there it has gone to 25 and it is crossing above. So you can make an entry, and with that again you are having confirmation with the RSI and you are having the confirmation with the moving average also. So you can use this also for the confirmation purposes. Now the next indicator which we are going to talk about is the VWAP. Okay, so VWAP is the basically VWAP is the volume weighted average price. Okay, so volume weighted average price is, it is somewhere close to MA, but now MA is only taking consideration of the price action, but we need to take an influence of the volume also. So VWAP helps us to take an average price with the volume included. So as you know, if you are having an uptrend and if the volume is increasing with that, so somewhere you can indicate that that particular trend is having a good indication or a sustainable trend. Similarly, if it's going downwards and again you are seeing the volume is increasing, that means somewhere you can see a sustainable downtrend. But again, when the volume is less and still you are seeing the trend, that somewhere it can indicate that that particular trend can be a fake out also. So to identify that, VWAP helps us identify if the VWAP price is crossed. So it is like MA only. So whenever the price, you are seeing the price action. Okay, so with the price action you can see the VWAP. So if the price, let's just suppose this is the VWAP. Okay, sorry, just a second. Let's just suppose this is the VWAP. Okay, so now we are seeing that the price is crossing here. Okay, that means that this particular momentum is coming with the price action and volume supported also. So volume is also supporting this price action. That is why we are seeing an up move. So VWAP helps us identify the trend which can be a little sustainable. So whenever the price is crossing above the VWAP, you can take a directional trade again with a minimal stop loss. Let's just suppose the swing low, and you can initiate your trades. Now we'll talk about last or another indicator. When we talk about, you can use MACD. Okay, so MACD. Okay, so MACD's full form is moving average convergence or divergence. Okay, or divergence. Okay, so moving average, convergence or divergence. So this particular indicator is like a merged indicator, like the indicators we have seen earlier. These indicators are merged together and made one indicator, that is the MACD. Now MACD is having two MAs. Okay, so we are comparing two MAs. You can change the parameters in the settings, so you can add two MAs, and with that you can use the volume oscillators also. You can see the volume oscillators below. That helps you identify that where you are seeing a trend reversals in the multiple places. So somewhere it will look like this. Okay, so this will be the, let's just suppose, base. Okay, so this way you will see volume oscillators. So whenever the volume is increasing, you will see big oscillators. Whenever the volume is decreasing, or whenever the volume has decreased the normal parameter, so it will also go in the negative side also. Okay, now with that, the two MAs are comparing here. Okay, so one will be orange, so it will be going, let's just suppose, like this, and with that you will be having a blue line, which is the signal line. Blue line will indicate you that the reversal is happening. So simply you will see that the blue line is converging here. That means somewhere the trend is reversing. Again here, if it's converging here, so that means it is again changing the trend. Sorry, just a second. Okay, so this way basically the MACD generally looks. Okay, so wherever it is converging, and with that the volume oscillators is also supporting that. Let's just suppose the volume is increasing and you are seeing a convergence here, so you can go for a up trade. Similarly, again you can see where it is diverging again, and but on the lower side. So again now you can basically trade on the lower side because the trend is changing. So with the volume oscillators, you are getting another confirmation here with the volume side, and on the basis of the two comparison of the two MAs, you can identify the reversals of the trend. Okay, so now let us just put it in the chart and let us see how the particular indicators look. Okay, so I'll go on the concept and I'll go on the analyze chart order and trade. Okay, so let us just remove the other indicators for now. Okay, so simply if you are seeing now, this is the moving average. Okay, so now we are seeing the moving average of 50. So that means the average price of the 50 average opening of the 50 candles, you are seeing an average price, and that price is decided for you. It is showing here that 24,591 is the moving average. That means somewhere that is the average price which you can see. Now the volatility, as you can see, the price moving up and down, but still the average price was somewhere here only, because the price went steeply down, but again it retraced. So eventually, as you can see, the volatility is there, but moving average tends to give you an average price as an overall. Now second indicator which we were talking about was RSI. So I'll just add RSI. Right. So you can see this is RSI. I'll just zoom in on that. Yeah. So this is RSI. As I said, see, 70 is the higher parameter and 30 is the lower parameter. And as you can see, the RSI is showing you where the particular strength is belonging. Now, whenever you're seeing the strength is above 50, that means some kind of momentum is coming. So you can see at around 130, you can see there was a momentum coming. As you can see in the chart also, you can see there was a momentum coming in the particular testing. Similarly, again, when you can see the strength is falling here. As you can see around 11:45, you can see the trend strength was falling. You can see how the price was falling. So this way you can identify the strength of the particular trade or the direction of the index. Like this is Nifty, so we are seeing the direction of the Nifty, that with strength how much you are seeing the trend, and this way you can identify that generally which side you can go. So simply by using MA and RSI, you can also identify a little kind of a small trades. Now as you can see, there is MACD also, okay. So before MACD, let us just see the VWAP, okay. So as you can see, this is the VWAP. So this is a volume weighted average price. So now, as I said, that the moving average, if we just compare moving average with VWAP, you can see the moving average moves with the price action, but VWAP is moving with the volume itself. Okay, so whenever the price was crossing, you can see the price was initially starting to cross the VWAP and it was closing below. That means it was indicating that the price is being rejected on the upper side. And as you can see that after multiple times, it gave a downward trend. Similarly, you can see that multiple times the VWAP being crossed on the upper side now. And as you can see, the next time it broke out, it took support here and it gave the uptrend, as you can see here. So this way you can identify with the volume weighted average that which side you can see the direction. Okay. Sorry. So this is ADX, okay. So as I said, the ADX parameter you can see is having a 0 to 100, but generally, you'll see the momentum. If the momentum is coming on either of the direction, you can see the average directional index is crossing about 25. So you can just simply put up, if I just put a line here, okay, on 25 level, see. So as you can see, whenever the ADX is crossing about 25, there you'll see good momentums. Okay, so if you see ADX crossed 25 here, you can see from here you can see a good momentum on the upper side. See, now again, after the momentum, you can see when the momentum was fading away, you can see that also, and basically you can take an exit also at the peak. Again, you can see when it crossed about 25, you can see the downward trend had begun. Again, you can see that it has crossed 25, but it didn't sustain a lot. Okay, so if it doesn't sustain a lot, that means somewhere the trend is a faker. You can take a consideration that this can be a faker also. Okay, and on the basis of that, you can avoid trading on this particular kind of a trend. Now, last we'll talk about MACD. Okay, so MACD, as we can see, it is a combined tool. Okay, so you are seeing the volume oscillators, you are seeing the MA. So basically, overall, you can use this tool and you can avoid using the MAs, you can avoid using the volume. You can simply use VWAP and you can use MACD, and you can basically simply start your trades. So whenever, as you can see, that we are seeing a converging here. Okay, now with the converging, you can see the volume started to increase on the lower side. Okay, so that is indicating you that somewhere the downtrend is starting to increase, and with that, if you would have observed, the VWAP price was also crossed. So here you could have taken a downward trade and you can simply got a momentum. Again, you can see that you are seeing the particular MACD crossing here on the upper side. Okay, so you can see simply here you can see the volume has also increased. Now in this conditions, you can see the volume has not increased. So on this convergence, if you take trades, so generally you can go for scalp or a short term trades. If you are getting a good volume also, so you can hold the trade for a longer term also. So I hope you got the concept. I hope you got these indicators. You can use them in your intraday trading and a little on the positional side also. Thank you so much guys for watching. Do like, share and subscribe for more such videos.